Here's Benny with Bernard. How you doing, Bernard? Doing good? You watching these calves now? There's Betty, always lagging behind. Hey guys, what's up? Daniel here, Woodland Acres. I am letting the dogs out of their enclosure. They are coming out free. Free to roam the main area of our property. They've been penned away now in their enclosure for a good month or so now. Pretty much since a few weeks before we got the cows. I'm letting them out because they need to get some of their scent out around the house. The other day, just as I suspected, we had an opossum show up at the house, and we haven't had wildlife in a while, so now the wildlife know that the dogs aren't out, so they're coming back, and I just want to keep some of the wildlife away just for the sake of our chickens. If the possums are coming back, that pretty much means it's just a matter of time before the coyotes and skunks and raccoons make their way. So I'm having the dogs come out. They'll go around and Bernard will pee and poop and mark his territory, so hopefully that'll give some of his scent and keep him away. It's a nice day out. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm actually gonna jump on the tractor and put the box blade to use because we need to get the garden ready. So here we go. Yeah, see, no issues starting up the Coyote. So I'm at right at about a year since I've owned this tractor. I've got 39 hours on it, so I haven't put it to a whole lot of work. Hopefully that changes this year. Just missed it. Squirrel ran off the tree. They've known the dogs have been gone. Squirrel came off the tree, ran over here. I almost ran over it with the tractor. The dogs are going after it now. The squirrels have been enjoying themselves since the dogs have been absent. So here's the plan. Last year, when I got the tractor, I used the box blade to till up this whole area, and that's the plan again this year, is to tear up this whole area again. You can see all the weeds have come back. It's looking pretty nasty with the weeds, but the plan is I'm going to use up the box. I'm going to use the box blade. I'm going to tear up the yard again, the ground again, and then. This time I did get yard fabric, garden fabric, so hopefully that makes a big difference in, I'm sure it'll make a big difference in our ability to keep the weeds out. So I'm gonna try to prep the soil really well. Might be a little behind this season. Last year we got the plants in a little too early, and we lost a lot of plants because of some of the late frost and the heavy rains that we got. So right now it's late April. We're just now getting the soil ready, so I know it's a little bit behind, but better late than never. So we're gonna get the soil prepped. We're gonna try to let the ground settle a little bit. I am gonna get some compost and manure and till that in as well. And then we'll get the fabric in once the ground settles a little bit more. The seedlings are growing, but it'll be a few more weeks before the plants are ready to get in the ground. So, but for now, I'm gonna get the box blade to work. Let's see what's underneath this old pond liner. No, come here. Come here. No. There's usually some There's usually some field mice or something, but not this time. Oh, did Betty get something? Did you get it? Get it, Betty? Did you get it? Well, there's definitely nesting things on there. Oh, yep, Betty got something. Yep, she got it. There's little small field mice. Good girl, Betty. Good girl. Good girl. Bernard, ready? Come on. Ready? And looks like he got his as well. Good job, Bernard. I had to take a quick break from working the garden because I had 3 little babies here mooing for me. Show them the bottle. So it's not pretty, but here's the result of tilling with the box blade. It's not, once again, it's not pretty, but it will be, because what this now allows me to do, last year what I did was came through, the hard part actually is coming through and clearing everything up with a pitchfork. I'm going to go through and pick up all the weeds and any debris or anything in there. So I'll clean that up, and then I'll come through with the push tiller. And what the box blade actually just really allows me to do is get that tiller in here and work it much easier, because with all these weeds, the tiller just really gets jammed up. But last year what I found was, after running the box blade like this, the tiller went through much easier. Of course, after I cleared up all the weeds and stuff, the tiller just went through the ground much easier and just made the ground a little bit more fine. But the big difference, once again, is going to be that this year we're going to put down some ground fabric, garden fabric. So that should hopefully help with the weeds, but the plan is to really prep the soil well enough and let it settle so that I can get that fabric down. Hopefully it stays down with the kind of winds that we have. But that's the plan. I don't know, the weeds are just really discouraging. I've been reluctant to use the fabric, because I always thought once you put fabric down you have to pull it up at the end of the season, but apparently that's not the case. Now my concern is putting that fabric down and making sure it stays down, just because it gets so windy where it's open out here. But it's done. Box blade made the job real easy. So the big difference from last year is I did get a hydraulic top link this year. I didn't do a video on it. There are some videos out there getting that top link installed, but that definitely helped with angling the blade so that it could dig into the ground much easier. Of course, the box blade isn't intended for tilling like this, but rather than spend $2 or $3 grand on a tiller or go through the trouble of renting one, I'm talking about one of the attachments, then I just figured I'd use the box blade, and it worked. Last season it worked really well. Got the ground prepped nicely. It's just the downsides was all the weeds that eventually came up, and that was what kind of destroyed our garden. But hopefully this year we'll have a better start. The seedlings are starting to come up. We've got those growing in the basement of our house, and so hopefully in a couple weeks here, a couple more weeks, when the risk of any frost is gone, we'll get the plants in the ground, and season 2022 we'll be off to a start. So yeah, I gotta say, if I didn't have the box blade to break up the ground like this, for one, there would be no way we would try to shoot for a garden this size. Now last year our garden was kind of a fail because of all the weeds that came in. We still got a decent amount of vegetables, but we just couldn't keep up with the weeds. That was the problem. Yeah, without the tractor and the box blade, I wouldn't be this ambitious. That made easy work of getting the weeds out. So I got them all clumped up. I'm gonna go load them up, throw them in a pile, probably just burn them. I don't want to throw them in the compost. Although if you guys think I should, let me know. Maybe there's something I'm missing about that. But I'm gonna put them in a burn pile, just burn them up, clear it out. Might run the box blade a few more times here, and then that should be ready to go for the push tiller. And it's approaching 7 o'clock. We haven't had dinner yet, so I'm probably gonna have to finish it up here and call it a day. But if it doesn't rain tonight, they say it's supposed to rain tonight. If it doesn't rain, then tomorrow I'll come out with the push tiller and get it prepped up and get the ground all ready. So year 2 of putting the box blade to use as a tiller or tilling the garden. So if all you have is a box blade, rather than just use it for grading the driveway, which I've only done once, played with it a few times, but I still need to tackle that. But if you have the box blade and you need to get a garden ready, I suggest doing it. Beats not having one, obviously, but it's another use for the box blade. So you didn't spend money on it for nothing, right? So, all right guys, thanks for watching. So here's the result after using the box blade to clear it all out. Much better than before. All the weeds are mostly gone. I'd say 90%. So I just need to bring the tiller through and clean it up. Get the soil a little bit fine, mix it up a little bit more with some compost and manure that I've got coming. And then that's a wrap. Okay, it's time to eat. It's almost 8 o'clock.